Today, I think we finally found the mystery as to why this thing, my Ryobi string trimmer, doesn't really run so well. Every time I find the problem, I fix it. It runs really good, but just for a little while, and then it has the same issues, but a different problem. So I'm thinking I'm just slowly fixing a whole bunch of things, and the only thing left is this cylinder seems loose. So we're going to take it apart and see if we can figure out why that is, and hopefully that will fix the problem. Let's get to it. Okay, I'm going to use some movie magic. We're going to get rid of these covers, and then we'll be good. Let's see if we can do this here. Ready? Did the magic work? My snapper's not going. Oh well, maybe I'll just take this apart. Let's see here. Okay, that's off. Gives us access to the back. I can see there's a couple screws. It looks like maybe only two that hold the cylinder on. What else is in here? All this seems to come loose. Some access to the clutch. What's holding us up here? Not a whole lot. Okay, there we go. Looks like here's the whole motor. And if I hold the motor, holy cow. Yeah, the whole thing is just loose. I don't know if you can tell. Can you see that? Isn't that crazy? So, do I just tighten it, or do I remove this whole thing, take a quick look, and then put it all back together? Looks like there's plenty of material on the clutch. I don't see any problems with that. Everything looks all clean inside the clutch over, I don't know if you can tell, inside there. All intact. Looks all good. Sorry if I'm sticking my head in the way, but I'm trying to see myself. And wonder what kind of screws we've got in there. Star screws. Don't think this will reach. No, I'm 3/4 of an inch short of just touching. No, doesn't even clear the cylinder fins. Wow, what am I gonna do? Oh, this always happens. Every project requires like 10,000 trips to the store. I wonder how tight they are. If they're really loose, I can put this inside just to take them out without damaging them. Don't put a lot of pressure on there. It doesn't really fit. Can't even see. I'm going in it, on it. And something smaller to fit down in there. See what else we got here. Try this little guy. He seems to fit right in there. It does turn. Maybe it was just one of the two came loose. I've heard horror stories of people with 2-cycle motors, and they just kind of start it and go without warming them up, and they do a lot of damage on the cylinder head. I'm sorry, on the cylinder itself, in the sleeve, because it just kind of squares it. It needs to warm up before you get on it. It seems to be turning okay. I'm going real careful because I know this is not the right tool for the screw. But the screw is already loose. So if I can just take these out, I can lift the cylinder right off and take a peek at that piston. Oh, there must be like some type of thread locker, because it is loose, but it has resistance. all the way out, even though it's no longer tight. And then I'm going to have to get me a new Allen wrench once I find the proper size. So I guess tomorrow I'm heading back to a hardware store. I should just buy a store, it'd be cheaper. Come on, yeah, it's like out a few turns and it's still, I can't turn it with my hand. It's got to be able to turn. You'd think it would go faster. There we go. Oh, okay. This is funny. You're gonna love this. Watch. This is what's happening. I'm turning and turning, thinking it's loose, and really, all I'm doing is turning the blade inside the handle here. I guess this screwdriver has seen better days. See, it just kind of turns round and round. Oh boy. Okay, so now, see if we can find a better way to do this. Well, he fits right in there. I wonder if I can get some type of wrench on it, because this is the one right here. The other one, at least I think the other one turned out. Can't really see. Oh yeah, he turned out. This one here is not turning, it was just the screwdriver. So if I can get like a little wrench in there, somewhere I got a little vice grips, like a needle nose vice grips. If I could find it. In the toolbox. Should have just went right there. Lefty loosey, correct? Ooh, I guess he was tight. He just snapped. Or did I strip something? Thought it popped loose. No, it's just popping. I guess that doesn't fit as well as I had thought. Let me find a screw the same size. Huh, thought it should. I wonder if I can just grab the screw head itself. Just turn a little bit till it comes loose. Can't tell if it's turning. I don't like sticking my head in front of the camera because it's kind of annoying for people, especially when I'm editing. I'm like, oh my god, who wants to see the top of my head? But I gotta look, sorry. Can't see, I need some light. Found a little bit of light. Yeah, now I see his light. I can't even see the screw. Oh well. I guess this will act as a good turn indicator. See if I'm actually turning. Okay, ready? Does it turn? No, it budged a little and then it just slips because there's no real teeth on here. The ones at the end are all kind of chewed up and mangled, if you can see. There's like not much there. These are also chewed up. Oh, what are you gonna do? Okay, you guys don't have to suffer through this. Okay, we're back and got the screw out, about 1,000 turns, 1,000 minuscule partial turns. Took out the plug just in case it needed to when I pulled off the cylinder, if I can pull it off. And I have not looked in here, I promise, so let's see what we can do. Maybe it's just really tight on the cylinder. Okay, he's off. Get the gunk off of my fingers here. It looks like this gasket had silicone. Can you see, does it look like a red silicone on there? Anyhow, here's the top of my piston. And the rings. Actually look okay. They're nice and smooth, there's no scoring. Nothing looks like it's been rubbing anywhere. Can you see? It looks all nice and clean on both sides. Okay, better? Oh yeah. This is very smooth. No scores, no nothing. How about this side? What do we look like? Doesn't focus that close. How about there? Again, very smooth. So I think the engine's okay. It's just that the screws here in this gasket came loose. There's only 2 of them. And then with this loose, it's just not going to run right because you can see it blows all of its debris down here, out and everywhere. And so I will take off this gasket and see how it all works. Oh, I know how it works. I'm going to take it off and see if I can get it cleaned up and make sure it's good to go. Gently, gently. This would be so easy with a tripod and extra hands. There we go. Okay, yeah, it looks like there was a tiny smidge of like red silicone or RTV sealant, and you can see it looks like down here it gave way, and in other parts up here is like missing because it doesn't really exist on here anymore. And make sure I get this orientation right. You can tell here it's like obviously it's just not tight because all of this is under where the gasket was at. So, or maybe that was from me jiggling it around. But anyway, it shouldn't have been under where the gasket was at because I think it's just seeping everything. So yeah, this looks like a little bit of burnt, but the only thing that matters is these piston rings and that this is not scraped as if it were touching on the cylinder walls. I did this with my fingernail. See, just a little bit of residue. And again here. And I'm going to wipe this all clean before I put it back together. But yeah, everything looks really good. I hope. And I think this is okay. I hope. But like I said, the ring itself looks really nice. So I need to get a tool and I'll get this phone charged up, and then we'll get this back together and see how it runs. Okay, didn't bore you with the boring details, but got the screws, gasket all cleaned up. Looks like it's in decent shape, at least good enough to give it a try. And I cleaned up the mating surfaces here, and so I can, it's all like clean and degreased, so I can put a nice fresh little tiny film of sealant on there before the gasket goes on and seal it. And I'm not going to bore you with the details of putting it together. Plus, I don't have a tripod, and if I put this up here, my head's going to be in the way. It's going to be annoying. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this together, and I will update you when we're done. Okay, I'm going to leave it in this state for now. Down here, where are we at? The screw. I don't know if I can point to it. Let's try this. Where am I at? Down, down, down. There we go. There's the screw right there with the red dot on it now. And the instructions said to tighten it barely and then let the silicone cure for 1 hour and then tighten on final turn. So we got that screw, and then of course the one over here on this side, which is right there. And so I got them snugged, and I'll come back and tighten them up in 1 hour, and then probably just kind of leave it and put together tomorrow morning and give it a try. Just keep cleaning, just keep cleaning, just keep cleaning, just keep cleaning. I think I'm making it worse. Look at that, ew. Okay, all relatively clean and shiny again, and time for reassembly. I just hope I remember where all the screws go. Okay, I think we're getting close. It'll be fine. The old impact wrench on here. There it goes. Never had to take that off. I hope it's on. Looks like he's gone. Okay, air cleaner. So that goes in here. We should get some of the hair out of there. There we go. Ooh, guess I should have cleaned this out too. Give it a quick wipe. Handy dandy 7 points of instructions on how to get it started. There it goes. Okay. No more wiggle, no more jiggle. Everything is solid. Holes. Okay. Moment of truth. My guess, it's going to be hard to start the first time, and lots of smoke. It'll be fun. Spider check. Wow, it's gonna run? it starts. Shuts off. I'll call it a success.